Good evening, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
The last name is Esquivel, first name is Renee, date of birth is 5.
Mr. Esquivel, sir, you're here on a Superior Court probation violation warrant for alleged violations of terms 6, 7, and 15. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a probation hearing scheduled November 27th, 8:30 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Mr. Esquivel, I have affirmed the bond in the warrant in the amount of $750. It's a secured appearance bond. That means you can pay that amount directly or work with a bail bonding company. It's less than $1,000, so some companies may not work with that number. I believe there are some that will, but I don't know what their terms would be. If you pay your bond, you'll be released. You're then promising to go to court on all of your court dates. You're also promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. In addition, you're not to possess any weapons. You must submit to fingerprinting at the arresting police department and contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Mr. Esquivel, do you have any questions?
I do. In regards to what you just read, I forgot the numbers. There's 3 warrant counts. What do those consist of, or what are they about?
Sure. So your last report date, it's absconding is the first 2. Your last report date was July 2nd, and then you did not keep your residence up to date with the adult probation department. So they haven't known where you've been since that time, and you did not pay restitution either.
Can I give my explanation on a lot of this? Because I've been on probation for over 2 years now, and I've just been to myself and working, and I haven't gotten in trouble or violated or any of that. And my prior probation officer, we had a good relationship. She told me exactly what I needed to do, and I did it. I followed the rules. I did everything I needed to do. But she ended up quitting the job, and she moved somewhere else. I don't know where. I think Texas, she told me. And between that time until now, I've been contacting people to try to find out who my probation officer is, and I haven't had no luck. Someone did go to my sister's house. 3 people already went to my sister's house, and they've left cards, and my sister has provided that information to me, which I have been calling, but I just cannot get a hold of anybody. I've left messages, and nobody is returning my call. So it's not that I'm almost done with this. All I have to do is pay my restitution, and then that's it. I'm over. This is over with. But I can't get a hold of any probation officer. I've been having the roughest time. So I'm not running. I'm not absconding. I'm not doing any of that. I mean, I'm almost done with this. And like I said, I'm working, and I stay to myself. I'm not getting in trouble. I'm not doing any of that. So this situation is putting me in a big bind because I have a job that I have to attend to, and I'm not committing any crimes or any of that nature. So I think that probation officers as well need to hold some accountability in regards to reaching out to us, especially when we're trying to reach out to them. And I haven't had any luck, and I've left messages, and nobody is returning my phone calls. Nobody is even giving an attempt to reach out to me. And 3 different officers have showed up to my sister's house, which is like mind-boggling to me. It's all over the place. And I don't feel that I should be punished for this. I mean, that's my opinion. And if I did do something wrong, then I would admit to it. But in this situation, I don't feel like I've done anything. I've done my due diligence in regards to trying to reach out to them, and nothing has worked.
Okay.
So, and I want to go home.
Well, it appears they have information that you're not living where you were previously.
Well, I was living at my sister's house, and me and her got into a little fight, so I ended up leaving for a little bit, but I'm back with my sister. I'm back in Levine. It's just siblings get in arguments, and we fought, and I was gone for probably a month or so. And I have a job offer in Morenci. One of my good friends, he works in the copper mines, and that's where I'm going to be headed to. So it's important for me to find out who my probation officer is, because I don't know if I can leave the county, or I don't know what rules are set in regards to that, but I do have an opportunity that I do not want to lose because I don't know what person to contact.
Well, yeah, this is an interesting one, Mr. Esquivel, because I do see that, I mean, for quite some time you were maintaining contact with your probation officer.
Yeah, for 2 years.
Right. And so, but I will tell you, what does give me a little bit of pause is where you're saying that you think you've done everything right, you don't think there's anything else you could have done. I mean, if you can't get a hold of a probation officer, why not go down to the probation office?
Okay, I guess I didn't do every single thing I had to do.
Right, and so that's kind of my point, right, is that what concerns me is that you want to blame the probation officers and saying, hey, they should be held accountable, but again, there were things you could have done.
I misworded that, and I apologize. I guess I could have done more, and I felt like maybe leaving the messages was sufficient enough, but I guess.
Well, right, but you're supposed to have monthly visits, right?
Correct.
So leaving a message wouldn't be sufficient, correct?
Well, I was trying to find out who my officer was in regards to see what they wanted me to do, because that's how it was from the beginning. And then my previous probation officer, she told me that basically all I had to do was pay my restitution fees, and then I was going to be done with this. But she said, make sure you give this information to your new probation officer, so that way the money that you pay goes towards that restitution. Okay. You're right. I could have probably went to the office and tried to speak to somebody there, I suppose. That probably would have helped the situation.
Let me ask you this. You think, you suppose, or that's what should have happened?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I thought calling them...
Mr. Escobar, I'm trying to give you a chance right now.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So what I'm saying is, right now, looking back,
yes.
Should you have done that?
Yes, I should have.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Because again, like I said, this is your first probation violation after quite a long time of having good contact. And what I'll say to you as well, Mr. Esquivel, is that, right, I mean, you can always go down to the probation office. If you happen to find out there's a warrant out for your arrest, it's always going to be much better if you just self-surrender and get it taken care of.
I had no clue there was a warrant.
No, I'm just letting you know for the future.
Okay.
What I hope is that you're able to finish it up. The other thing I'll let you know, too, is until you actually have a signed order that your probation's done, it's not done. Okay, so I get, right, there's just some restitution you still have to pay, but and I'm telling you this because I've seen other people run into this issue where they say, well, look, I thought I was basically done.
Yeah.
Nobody's done until you have an order signed from the judge saying you are done with probation.
And this is my first go-around with this, so and hopefully my last, but
and I hope so, too. And so I am going to give you another chance. I will release you on your own recognizance. So just one moment.
Thank you, Your Honor. I really do appreciate that.
You are welcome.
So your advice is to go down to the probation office?
Yes.
Okay.
Just go down to the probation office, check in, say, hey, look, I'm doing what I need to do. Because you are required to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. I understand you don't know who your probation officer is. And so it's unusual, I'll admit, it's unusual for me that you've been given 3 names, you've contacted them, there's not one record of any of them saying, hey, I heard from you. Okay? Now, it's possible, it's unlikely, but nevertheless, what I'm going off of is you still had that really good record for so long. So that's the thing that in particular I do want to reward you. That's why I'm releasing you on your own recognizance. And my hope is that then you'll just get right back to that. You know how to comply and comply well, that you'll just get right back to that.
Yeah, there's no reason why.
This can be an aberration.
There's no reason why I shouldn't. I'm almost done with it, so it's...
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And, yeah.
So Monday morning I'll drive there and I'll speak to somebody and hopefully we get this all settled.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you'll be released then. It'll be about 4 hours to 6 hours from now. And then you still have that hearing on November 27th at 8:30 a.m. So here's what else I'll say, sir, is go down to the probation office. If for some reason you still can't get a hold of anybody, it's not working, make sure to go to court then on the 27th.
Okay.
Okay, because when you go to court on the 27th, again, remember the history that you're building for yourself, right? Yeah. You go to court on the 27th, well, that's a positive sign that you're following the court's orders.
Okay.
Okay?
So if I go and I speak to and find out who my probation officer is, and I tell her the situation, is she going to give me the information in regards to court, or do I need to show up to court?
You need to show up to court no matter what. Even if you talk to your probation officer, the date, time, location, all of that information will be in the paperwork that the officers will hand to you when you're walking out. Okay? All right. Mr. Esquivel, do you have any questions?
I do not.
All right. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Robert Sire and then Savannah Gooch will be on deck. Hi, good evening, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Robert Sire.
Your date of birth, Mr. Sire? Thank you, Mr. Sire. Sir, you're here on a Superior Court new case. I find probable cause for the allegations. 1 count of possession or use of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony. 1 count of possession or use of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. Also 1 count of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree. It's a Class 3 misdemeanor. I've appointed you an attorney. Your case will be heard at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. You have a status conference December 9th, 8:31 a.m. Preliminary hearing December 11th, 8:31 a.m. Mr. Sire, I'm going to release you on supervised release, so that means you're going to leave here in about 4 hours to 6 hours from now. Because you're being released, you're promising to go to court on all of your court dates, promising to comply with supervision and with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. In addition, you're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You're also not to possess any weapons, and you must submit to fingerprinting at the arresting police department. Mr. Sire, do you have any questions?
No.
All right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Savannah Gooch and then Sean Reynolds will be on deck. Good evening, ma'am. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Savannah Gooch.
Thank you, Ms. Gooch. Ma'am, you're here on a Goodyear Municipal Court warrant. This is for failure to appear. You have an arraignment hearing December 11th, 1 p.m. at the Goodyear Municipal Courthouse. Ms. Gooch, I'm going to give you another chance to get to court. I am going to release you on your own recognizance. You're welcome. So you're going to leave here about 4 hours to 6 hours from now. Because you're being released, you're promising to go to court on the 11th. You're also promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. Ms. Gooch, do you have any questions?
No.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sean Reynolds. Good evening, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Reynolds Sean.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Reynolds.
You're very welcome.
Jacqueline, I need to edit. I forgot to put the release conditions in. Sorry, sir. Just one moment, please. Okay. All right, Mr. Reynolds, you are here on a Moon Valley Justice Court warrant. You have an arraignment hearing December 13th, 10 a.m. At the Moon Valley Justice Courthouse. Address will be in your paperwork. I am releasing you on your own recognizance. I'm going to give you a chance to get to court.
Thank you.
All this information will be in your paperwork. You're welcome. And then you have the standard conditions and restrictions of release as well. By the way, Mr. Reynolds, I just realized this. By chance, did you grow up in Mesa?
Did I what?
Did you grow up in Mesa?
Yes, I did.
Around Emerson?
I went there. Emerson, Carson. Yes, I did.
If I realized this before, I wouldn't have conducted the case. We lived in the same neighborhood. So
You did?
I remember. Yeah, I remember you when we were
That's
growing
great.
up. So you were a very nice kid.
I still am. I know.
I believe you still are. No, I wasn't saying that as in now you aren't.
No,
or anything like
I
that,
know.
but-
I know. I
yeah.
just take the wrong paths once in a while. I just had to come.
No, we all make some mistakes sometimes, Mr. Reynolds. So, but anyway, it's good to see you again. I
Thank
hope
you,
life's
Your
good
Honor.
for you.
Thank
And-
you very much.
Is your mom? Yeah, how's your mom doing?
Honestly, she's probably going to be going soon.
Is she? I'm
She's
sorry to hear that.
Not doing too well.
Yeah. No, I'm really sorry to hear that. She was very sweet too. So,
Thank you.
all right. Well, good to see you, Mr. Reynolds. Take care.
Nice seeing you, Your Honor. Thank you.
This is very much.